All right, we got Crooked Pecker Brewing Company. I had two of their beers, and they were both awful. This is old school Hollywood West Coast India Pale Ale. I like West Coast India Pale Ale. Bob at Beer likes East Coast India Pale Ales. This is 6% alcohol. This better be good. Because if it's not, I'm done with this brewery. So far, they're 100% awful. They weren't, both of them I had were awful. Old school Hollywood. Actually, Hollywood was called Hollywood Land first. Now, look at that. Slight haze to it. Ooh, stinks. Okay. This crap, more stuff I don't get. I don't understand. Why do people do this crap? Number one, I'm going to add this one right now. Why do people, when they're walking in a store, they have the cart, they're pulling the cart, taking up more space than they have to get around. And your heels might hit it on the side or something. You got to watch how you pull it. Push the dang thing. That's why it has casters on the front that pivot so you can go around corners a little bit easier. That's okay. All right. Okay. People pull up to a house. Honk the horn. 30 seconds later. 30 seconds later, 20 seconds later. Get your lazy ass out of the car and go knock on the door. Why do people have to listen to your horn honking because you're too lazy to get out of your car and go knock? Be a human being. Oh, jeez, trashy people. All right, this one I hear, this is like a podcast cliche. When you're listening to true crime podcast, now the first person, whoever is murdered, the spouse is interviewed first. And depending how they grieve, the guy's like, well, that's sad. My wife was murdered. That's sad. And everybody says, oh, he's guilty. He's guilty. Look at it. He doesn't even show any emotion. He's guilty. But then again, if he is cleared, has an alibi, receipts to where he was somewhere else, had nothing to do with a hit, nothing, 100% cleared, had nothing to do with it. Oh, well, some people grieve in different ways. They always say that. Oh, jeez, Pete, I just can't stand that stuff. Okay, police and politicians, they're basically public servants. You pay their wages, so you want them to do what you want them to do. Now, keep that thought in mind here. People want the government to pay everything. I had some idiot tell me this. He was listening to NPR and he agreed with this guy. The government should pay your house, give you so much money a year, you don't have to work. So that's basically socialism. So then what comes in after that? Always. Any country that tried socialism failed. People just want to ignore that and say, oh, socialism's good. No. Because if the government is going to give you money, you are only allowed to buy this, that, spend the money on this and that. You can't buy this car because you want a better car? Nope, you can't have it because the government's paying you. They say then they can tell you what kind of clothes to wear, where to shop, what kind of hairstyle. Hey, it's been done. It's been done. People want socialism. That's what it leads to every time. Communism. They don't want to hear that. It's like if you're paying someone to do a job, you're going to tell them exactly what you want. The government's going to pay you to sit on your ass, and they're going to tell you what you can and can't do. Oh, there you go. All right. how to eliminate school threats on social media. All right? You get these kids that, social media is just poison. I had a Twitter account. I posted up my beers, and you would comment on one video, and boom, that's all you get is that garbage, the hate-filled crap. I canceled it, and I said, I'm not doing it with that. I go with other ones now, and it's much better. Pinterest, I like Pinterest. So, you get people that watch that stuff all the time. Even on YouTube has their channels that fuel people and make them just more hateful and just, that's all they do is just watch that crap. I know people like that. So when someone posts up a school threat, they have a gun emoji or there's something they said and they're gonna shoot up the school, they're gonna murder some classmates or something. Here's how you deal with it. You go to their house, you take their phone, you take their computers. No, then you go to court, you say you're no longer, pass a law, you're no longer to be, this is teenagers for the most part. You're no longer to have any social media until you're 30. Because then maybe you're grown up a little bit and you know how to act instead of being an idiot, And that's the problem. And if you're found to have a social media somehow, and it's somebody else's phone, they're charged as well. You go to jail for 10 years or until you're 30. And then the person, they go to that used your phone, they go to jail for 10 years too, or 5 years. We'll go 5 years because they're aiding and abetting your spewing of hate. It's just, what am I doing? I'm spewing hate. Whatever. Oh, man. Here's another podcast cliche. Oh, God, I hate these. Like, I listen to true crime, paranormal, and cryptids and stuff like that. And storytelling and like people telling experiences that they had. You hear this all the time. What felt like an eternity. Right when you hear what felt, you could just fill it in. What felt like an eternity or hours. All the time. My goodness. Bam. I felt like somebody was watching me all the time. You hear that all the time. Sleep paralysis. All sleep paralysis is you having a dream and you think you see something in the room. Your eyes are open. You think. Because last time I had sleep paralysis here, I was on my side, but the way I was seeing something, it was like I was laying, like if I'm on my side, I was up like this, looking down at the side of the bed, seeing this monster with red eyes come crawling up the side of the bed. But when I woke up, I was on my side. My head wasn't up looking. So basically, sleep paralysis. I just skipped through that podcast. Like the story, that story, I'll skip right through that thing. Here's one for true crime. You hear it all the time. In cold blood. There's a cold-blooded killer. You always hear that. It's just something they say all the time. I don't know why. That's just as bad as when they get charged with murder and they get found guilty and they're in prison and they want to talk to a reporter and the reporter goes, "Did you have anything to do with kill with your wife?" What do you think they're going to say, you idiot? They say, "Oh yeah, I did." They're never going to say that. That's called yellow journalism. Anyway, bam, bam, bam. Okay, here's another one from podcasts. They're talking about creepers, people. They say they walked into a store and they're sitting down an aisle and they see this guy walk in with a hoodie. He's all just dingy, dirty, wherever. You see these people and you connect with them. Your eyes connect with them. And the girl, it always happens with a girl. The girl smiles at him being polite. That's where you screw up. don't smile at them, because if you smile at them, it gives them, in their brain, they're like, oh, this chick's into me. I'm going to start talking to her. And then they start asking questions. Oh, what's your name? Do you live around here? Are you married? Do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a fiance? Where do you live? And what they should do is turn it around on them. What's your name? Where do you live? What's your social security number? And then they'll probably shut up. But like I always hear people, these girls in these podcasts write their stories out. They always say, a van pulls up. This van pulls up. She was like 14 years old. And she was walking home. And you already know what's going to happen. He asked her if she needs a ride. Luckily, my house was just a few houses down. Oh, luckily. Because if you were like a mile away, you would have hopped right in and he would have murdered you. That's on you. That's not on that guy. You just invited, you just let him do whatever he wants. Another one I heard. The girl was 13 years old. She was 13 years old. She's in a park reading a book. This guy comes up on a golf cart that worked with a venue at that park and asked her if she wanted to go for a ride. And she said no. Then he kept asking. And he said no. And he kept asking. He said no. And finally, she says okay. So the guy said, she said he looked 30 years old. So if he rapes you and kills you, that's on you. That's all there is to it. Another one I heard, the girl was 14. She went into a restaurant. I don't know why she was 14 going to a restaurant by herself without a parent. And was sitting at a table drawing. She was drawing and had her pencils there. This creepy guy comes in, older guy, comes in, sits in another booth, staring at her. She said, we made eye contact, and I just kept drawing. I didn't smile or anything. She just kept drawing. He gets up, comes over to her, asks her for a pencil. She happily obliges, gives him a pencil. He takes it. He comes back, and here we go. Here's the questions. What's your name? You come here often? Where do you live? How old are you? She told him she was 14 years old. She was 14 years old. Hey, do you want to come over and sit in my booth? You know what she says? Well, I'd rather have a nice guy instead of if I said no, he'll be angry, and I'd rather not anger this man. She goes over and sits with him. He sits right next to her. So, you know whatever he does, he touches you, does whatever he wants to do, that's on you. Don't go there. I'm sick of hearing stories like that. That's like I talking about a little girl down the street. I didn't even know her. She wanted to talk to me and pet my dog on a front porch with my son. And I says, I don't know who you are. They moved out. She was found at one time 2 streets over. Just wandering around, got lost. People are just horrible parents out there. If your kid's walking around the store away from you, your kid should be taken away. That's all you do. That's all you do. But if you get in a golf court and the guy takes you off and rapes you and kills you, sexually assaults you, kills you, that's on you. I don't feel bad. No. That's why girls, if you're walking, whenever I jog at nighttime. I take walks late at night. Whatever happens to you, that's on you. Any girls walking, carry some kind of protection. A knife, a gun, pepper spray, something. Because there's always a creeper out there. You don't know how these people work. They will take no for an answer. They will start asking you questions that are just... They think in their mind it's okay to ask these questions. When they're totally over the top asking these questions to these people, these women. Take a knife. Take something for protection. And when you see a van or something like that, pull your phone out and take a picture of the person, the car, the license plate, send it to your friend. Because if they grab you, the friend they could take your phone, but the picture of them in their car is gone. It's sent. It's sent to their friend. And chances are they'll leave you. When I was walking my dog up in a different part of the city, I was walking, his Jeep pulls up. It was a big orange Jeep. Pulls up real slow, right next to me. Get my phone, boom, start making a video of it. Put it back in. Didn't bother me. I don't know if he was going to. Maybe I was being too precautious, but that's what you have to do. You have to keep your head on a swivel. You have to watch. Anyway. Yeah, just what I said before. Now, they don't call it rape. They call it sexual assault. But they'll say sexual assault, sexual assault, sexual assault. But then later on a podcast, they'll say they took a rape kit. Why all of a sudden is it rape? Is it a trigger word for people? I don't know, because I've heard somebody, the next generation, calling it not sexual assault, it's a sex crimes kit. Well, it's a good thing you weren't raped. Just sex crime or sexual assault? Oh, it's a good thing you weren't raped. You say what it is. Murder. What are you going to call murder? Unalived. Unlived. Dumb people. Here's another one from a podcast. A female telling her story, and over she goes, I'm a female, 120 pounds, and goes on with her story. Your weight has nothing to do with it. Are you just being a douchebag? You know, you're probably 185 pounds. You're just saying 120. Or maybe 210. You're saying 120. Hey, you can't prove it, but it makes you sound better. I don't know. All right, what do we got here? All right. Oh, when someone is following you, if you're a girl and somebody is following you, well, it can happen to a guy too, and it's a creeper, because I heard plenty of stories. I went into a Walmart and I came out and a guy was by my car, started asking me questions. I heard him got in my car, took off. He was behind me. You know what you do? You go to a police station, start driving in circles in the parking lot. Start laying on the horn, driving in circles. The guy won't even pull in there. Or if there isn't a police station around, you go to a big intersection and you just start doing circles. Just circle around at that intersection. Someone will call the cops, or a cop will drive by and see what the hell's going on. And you tell him, say, hey, that guy's a freaking nut. Go arrest him. Always carry pepper spray. Even when I'm walking my dog, I carry a big can of bear spray. Because you never know, you get dogs or idiots going to come up to you. You never know, man. Someone high. Okay, god damn. Man, what's going on? Ah! I was listening to this morning show and they were talking about, oh, they're going to come out with a biopic. And then somebody wrote into the show and they say, you're saying it wrong, it's biopic. Well, they went on Google and Siri and they says it's biopic. It's another person that would like to say rape, they say sexual assault, and a sex crime, and sprinkled with powdered sugar. Biopic. These are the same people that say Piscetti. And ammonia when you're sick, you know. Anyways. Alright, this one done. Okay. Okay, I heard this lady called in a radio station, was talking to the radio host and saying she had a boyfriend and he was very abusive, and she's saying that, oh, she knew about him being abusive, domestic violence charges on him before she met him. When she met him, she knew about this. Why didn't you run the other way? Because he had money? Is that what it was? Did he have money? She stayed with him for 10 years. And then you're gonna sit there and piss and moan about him treating you like crap? That's on you. You knew what you were getting into. You knew what you were getting into. All right. Any podcast. If I hear panic attacks, bipolar, depression, mental illness, zoop, right through it. Don't listen to it. I go to the next story. I ain't listening to that crap. Yeah. People nowadays, they get PTSD if they get a flat tire, or they're almost running out of gas, or their charge on their battery's too low. If it gets to 10%, I get PTSD. I need my meds. Anybody who says meds, I stay away from them. I stay away from them. Man, I'm on a roll. Just like toilet paper. All right, I was listening to this guy who investigated. He was investigating Skinwalker Ranch out in Utah or somewhere. You probably heard about it. His friend owned the property next door, so he wasn't allowed to go on the property, but he could still see into the property. And he's going on and on. He was on a podcast that's very well known. And he's going on about seeing this stuff, this and that, and having activity and all this stuff. The host of the show asked him, what kind of equipment do you have? Oh, all I got is an iPhone. That's it. He's sitting there going and saying, I've seen this for like 10 minutes. It was this orb in the sky. You got any videos of it? You got any pictures of it? No. It just... No. All I had was an iPhone. No infrared, no thermal imaging, no nothing. Just... freaking idiots. All right. Got all those. Man, I just... Woo! All right. See, I listen to this a commercial on the radio. I rarely listen to commercials on the radio because the radio I listen to in the morning, I start a timer when they go to commercial break. It's 8 minutes, 10 seconds. Then they come back from commercial break. I don't have to listen to commercial breaks. But when I did, I listened to one. It says, Gain Super Flings. I guess they're little pods. It says it has 3 times the oxy whitening power than regular Gain. 3 times. Why did that light come on? Are you coming down the steps?
What?
Oh, okay. All right, you scared me. 3 times the whitening power of regular Gain. Now, is the price 3 times as much? You know? Why do you have to put oxygen with oxy? You got oxygen power, OxyClean in your Tide. You got to put fabric softener in your Tide. It has more cleaning power. Whatever happened to regular Tide? Doesn't that work? I don't get it. It just regular Tide. What that crap? Is that stuff crap? It doesn't work. I did a video years ago where I bought some white T-shirts and I stained them with different stains. And I washed them in a washer on the cycle from a front loader is like 2 hours long. It's ridiculous. Hot water. Still didn't get the stains out. Tide. Nope. I don't like front load washers. Don't ever buy a front load washer. My next washer, I bought a Maytag. Noisy as hell. Just a pain in the ass. It's going to be a Speed Queen. I'm getting a Speed Queen because that's what they use at laundromats. You're going to pay a hell of a lot more, but the prices, your breakdowns you're going to have with the regular front loaders and the other cheaper ones, they're just going to break down, and you're going to pay, a $400, $600 repair bill a couple of times. And anyways, shut up. All right. This one, you hear it every year in the spring. Polar plunge, where people get their swimsuits on and they cut a big hole in the ice and they go in and polar plunge. It's going to take, I'm waiting for it to happen. It's going to take one time. Someone's going to go into cardiac arrest and die. And then they're going to be like, well, we don't do that anymore. Well, it's a little late for that. A little late for thinking, well, maybe someone could die. I don't know. I don't care if it's for charity or not. Don't do that. That's dumb. That's dumb. The last one. Little David Letterman way. Remember David Letterman did that? YouTube. You know they have your recommendations like across the top of the board or something? And it'll say whatever you're into and this and that. They never, ever say ghosts or anything paranormal or UFOs. Never. I watch all kinds of crap like that. They never put it in there. I don't know why not. It's never in my feed. Hardly ever. It's never in them little buttons you can click. So there you go. You know, honking your horns. God, man, there's a lot of people. I'm telling you, if you're a woman, you're a female, don't make eye contact with anybody. Carry a knife, carry pepper spray, carry a gun. I always carry something. And I got my Leatherman. I always got that. I give you a purple nurple with this sucker. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.